Hello and welcome to this Wednesday's edition of Movie News here at MBE. We'd just like to thank you once again for joining us here on our YouTube channel and of course our Twitch stream. I am one of your co-presenters, Stephen John McLaughlin, and our other co-presenter who's here 7 days a week, sometimes 8 days a week, it's John C. Walsh.
And went down a scouse.
Yeah, just in case you were wondering who that was, it was John, it wasn't me.
If you think that our Glaswegian accents are hard to understand, then you just be fucking lucky we're not speaking like Scousers, because you'd really would struggle to understand us then.
Over the last week or so,
best football player in the world.
The comments I have been reading is we talk too much, we talk too quickly, and we talk too Scottish.
And we speak like Germans.
That's what we are. I'm afraid we can't change what we are.
And
we wouldn't want you guys to change what yous are.
And when Stephen says that's what we are, I mean Scottish, but deep down Stephen is a Deutschlander. He's 6 foot, he's got blonde hair, he's got blue eyes, and he's very pale. Stephen is a Deutschlander, I'm telling you, he is. If I've got Deutsch blood in me, he has as well, because he is fucking...
I think so, John. I'll have to do one of those tests at some point.
Stephen, but yeah, there's no doubt about it.
John, thumbnail and of course headline is all about Guardians of the Galaxy 3. And Seth Green, I actually forgot he was in the MCU, but he is saying, Gamora and Nebula's, it will be their story, according to him anyway. But Howard the Duck voice actor Seth Green isn't sure he's in the film, but he says that the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 will be Gamora and Nebula's story.
It was in Guardians 2?
First one. I think it was the first one. Very end. Was it an end credit? It was just an end credit scene. I thought it was a throwaway end credit scene, to be honest with you. I didn't think there was any legs on it, but he doesn't know that either. He doesn't know if he's going to be in it. But speaking with Comic Book about his recent return to the MCU via Disney Plus animated show What If, okay, fair dues, Green was asked if fans can look forward to his appearance in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. The actor claims that he's not sure, but he continues to reveal that the movie will be the sister story, referring to Nebula and Gamora. He said, I don't know if Howard's a part of it. I haven't heard anything about that. The only thing I know is that it's the girl story, it's the sister story, that it's Gamora and Nebula's story. Lots of stories. So I don't know if it's a prequel or if it's going to come off in the new timeline that's splintered post the time heist. Could do what they did with Black Widow, I suppose. Honestly, I don't know anything about it. I wouldn't be hurt if Howard's not a central character to the sister story. I'll not read anymore, John, because I know that I know your feelings already on this, John, because you're the guy that does the thumbnails. Front and centre, it's not the sisters. They're at the side of the main man. And I like that. Yeah.
Subtle. My opinion is you can certainly explore the storyline via these sisters and their jilted, dysfunctional relationship.
Sisters
yes.
are doing it
for themselves. Exactly. But you can do that, and look, it's certainly intriguing.
Yeah. Because
we have got the post-time heist element where Gamora is on the run. She is from a previous timeline. She isn't aware in the development, the sort of defrosting of the relationship with Nebula, and she's not aware of a romantic-ish relationship with Peter Quill. I say romantic-ish because I'm never fully convinced that it's reciprocal. I think Peter is in love with Nebula, but Nebula is she puts up with him.
It took about 1.5 films for her just to come round to him.
Yeah, exactly. So there's a lot of that development still to happen with that character. And Stephen, it's like that quandary you have with Loki in the TV show. You've spent years developing these characters, and now you've hit the reset button. I understand it was necessary because she fucking died in Infinity War, didn't she?
Yeah.
So it was a necessity, but they're going to have to try and expedite her development in this movie.
Yeah.
And if it's the search for Gamora, unlike Spock who was dead, she's very much alive. If it's a search, you use Nebula to get inside her, to not literally, because she would want to cut her up and get inside her and fucking wear her like the Leatherface from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. But you actually get into her side, she would. Let's be honest, I'm still not convinced. She's still the
Leatherface and green.
Yeah. By the way, I need to watch the Texas. I can't even see it.
Texas
Chainsaw Massacre. I've never seen that movie. Never seen it.
I remember the remake. It had your man. What's his name? Matthew McConaughey. I don't know what he was doing in there. He's too good for that kind of stuff. But the initial film from the 1970s, was it? I can't remember. Early 80s. It was banned. It was banned for a long time in certain parts of the world.
I can imagine. Yeah, because it was quite graphic,
quite disturbing. Yeah,
because you've actually got living, breathing fucking serial killers that actually do that shit, so it's hitting a bit close to
I think it was one of those ones that's loosely based on true events, but it's so close off the mark it's not real.
But Stephen, look, she can get inside her psyche, she can maybe defrost it, bring her up to speed with what's been happening, where the character was, and hopefully that's good. Maybe they can explore that. They can do that as a side angle, but we can't have the entire fucking movie being about the search for Gamora. There has to be a villain in there.
John, I don't really want to see Gamora being redeveloped again. That you mentioned
Steve,
Loki there, John.
You weren't so keen in Loki either.
But it worked. It absolutely worked as a television show. If they're going to go down that road, make it a television show. You can even call it Sisters if you want. I don't care. I'll watch it. I will watch it because I love both these characters.
Imagine that logo.
But as Volume 3, no, I don't want that. It takes the whole continuity thing and the pacing and the tone and everything off in a different direction. I get they did that with Ragnarok with Thor, but they had to do it with that because that world was shite.
And he was getting a bit... Yeah, the character was
Guardians
dying.
has been consistent. It's granted the second one was maybe a little bit of dip in form from the first one, but it was still a good film.
Still decent,
and it was still a consistent sort of storyline and thread in there. But you've also got the Thor side story as well. He is with them.
There's
that's going to have to be dealt with as well.
And Steve, we know we're getting Thor Love and Thunder coming out before the third Guardians of the Galaxy iteration. And we know that there's
going to be in it,
there's Guardians characters in there. We know for a fact, I think Rocket's going to be in there. We know for a fact Star-Lord's in there. So we're blending these two franchises within a greater franchise. So I want to see Thor continuing his relationship. We need to see what happened after.
I do as
that
well.
Sort of at the end where they were bickering about who's the leader in Endgame. We need to see that.
Yes, of course you are.
Yes, of course you are. And he's kind of looking at him as if I'm twice your size. Well, he's actually not. Incidentally, Chris Pratt gets a lot of shit, man. But this guy's fucking big in his own right. He's a tall guy, solid. And he's in great shape. He is. He gets kind of looked at as if he's a joke because he isn't clearly popping the fucking tramadol or whatever it's called. That's a fucking painkiller. What is it? You can tell I know a lot about steroids. What is that steroid? Tren. He's clearly not popping the tren and the testosterone and the growth hormones to get fucking Hulk Hogan.
He looks more. I know.
Because come on, Chris Hemsworth cannot be Hulk Hogan. He just can't. No. Hulk Hogan was a huge fucking guy. He was even bigger, and he was on steroids. So how does he get to that size? Stephen, his stunt double was moaning. He had to double up in size. You couldn't actually portray him. He was smaller, so much smaller. So you had to work harder. Come on. But what I'm saying is Chris Pratt's a great fucking guy, and he's big in his own right. He doesn't deserve the slagging he gets. I want to see them bickering though. So if we're going to bring in Thor,
you might get that in Thor Love and Thunder.
Yeah, possibly. But if you're getting it in Guardians as well, Stephen, you can't have fucking
you never know, John.
Gamora being the
Thor
villain.
Love and Thunder, we might see a partner of ways.
I hope not.
So Thor's not in Guardians.
Again, that's going to be a very bloated movie then, Stephen. If you're sort of dabbling with the relationship with the Guardians and Thor, you've got Jane in there again. She's the Mighty Force. You cancel out of this shit. It's romance and it's tragedy. You have to fit Valkyrie in there. You have to fit Gore the God Butcher in there. Christian Bale. That's a lot of stuff to balance. That's a lot of stuff to balance. So I'd rather they just focus on Thor and then do that sort of stuff. Dabble with it. Bring him in as a cameo and then do it.
Thor, it's him again. He's called me a dickhead.
Did you see Korg and Deadpool doing a lot of promotional stuff for Free Guy?
I mean, you covered it.
Fucking brilliant, Steve. Ryan Reynolds is a visionary when it comes to promoting movies. And look, that movie apparently very good. I've still not seen it. Yep, Taika is the fucking man. And look,
I'm glad you got over that little sort of hiccup.
Taika Waititi, I couldn't say his name. I think I was calling him Taki at one point. Taki. Yep, Pep Guardiola, bastard. The bald fucker brought that style of football to us. And look, I had to sit and watch it not once but twice, 3, 4 times. I've seen that Barcelona team a lot in the flesh. We beat them once. Every other time they've scudded us.
How do we go into this?
I don't know. Taki.
Alright, okay.
Taika Waititi. So, Stephen, you can go off and you can do tangents about football, man, and the great football players I've had the pleasure to see in the flesh, the likes of your Nestas, your Maldinis, Ronaldinho's,
Ross Tokely,
Ross Tokely, Gary Bowen, hitting the fucking ball into the crowd.
Disabled
I've seen
something,
fucking bald prick. But
as you said back then.
Yes, I know I'm Gary Bowen. I'm not. I'm probably a better footballer than Gary Bowen. But Stephen, look, in terms of this, it looks like Partridge getting off and creating little scenarios and getting angry.
John, we've only got 3 topics, so it's good.
Yeah. But Stephen, this story, do you want to see Chris Pratt's Peter Quill getting shunted to the side? Because look, technically, Stephen, it isn't about Star-Lord. He's just the leader, the sort of I don't know, the
self-titled leader.
Yeah, it's a self-titled leader. I can't even fucking speak tonight. The self-titled leader of this group, but he isn't. It's kind of autonomous. They've all got their own leadership abilities. They're all big. That's the point. I think it is his ship. I think it's a dysfunctional setup.
Yeah, it's the only thing that really keeps them together. It's a bit like the Suicide Squad. There's no sort of active leader, but you kind of see the likes of Deadshot or maybe Harley Quinn as the sort of, just because they're more prominent. But you're right, John. I think that maybe that's what we're looking in Peter Quill. We're looking at him as the more prominent character. He's the one that carried that story about him being from Earth. Yeah. The tragedy of his mother, not knowing who his father was, and that kind of story ended in Volume 2. So I've got reservations, John, on what they are going to do with it.
Stephen, I think, and somebody put up an incredible fucking collage. Is that what you call it? Collage? Montage. Yeah. Don't know where I get collage from. Of the 3 different logos, and one is the colour of Drax. I think it was the first movie. Was it the first movie? No, was it the first movie? Because it was also Drax was trying to avenge his family getting killed. I don't know if it was, but it was Drax, and then it was obviously Star-Lord or Rocket, something like that. I think they says the third one was going to be about Rocket because the colour of it. There seemed to be a correlation with the colour of the logo and the actual what the story was about. That would fly in the face of what Seth Green, is saying here when he says
Scott Evil.
Yes, yeah.
I loved him, Scott Evil.
Stephen, look, man, see, he did Chicken Wars, didn't he?
Robot he's amazing, John. He's so funny.
Annie, he's a so sparkly glowy. He's fucking great, man. Yeah, he deserves to be in a sizable
he's great for a little ginger. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, he's quite small, isn't he? Yeah, and he's gangy.
He's so funny though.
Yeah, he's funny as fuck. Yeah, he could be Scottish.
Yeah, I think
maybe he's Scottish.
Probably, definitely.
He's a throwback to the turn of the century Scots who were literally midgets, but ferocious and could probably bite your bollocks off. But Stephen, look, I digress, man. Don't know how we got to that. What? I don't know, man. I don't know. Could we be following these sisters? I don't really want to follow it, Stephen. I feel like we've had enough of these sisters.
John, I don't over mind the course if that's the sort of overarch story where the Guardians are trying to pursue not Nebula, Gamora, I forgot her name. That could be the story where, a bit like let's try and find her, and she's went off on her own kind of thing. Let's try and pursue her, and that could be the story, and it could be sort of intertwining. Well, this is the thing.
Not fucking Gamora, that's for sure.
Yeah, I don't know enough about.
Steve, but we've had their bickering, we've had their story interweave with Thanos. Thanos is going, that brought them together. Also, we're resetting for Gamora, but we can't be lingering on that. We've seen that done.
Maybe it's going to be a courtroom battle. Who gets Thanos' will?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, maybe it's like My Cousin Vinny meets Marvel. That's something I'd pay to see. I tell you, the two Utes. The two Utes. No, I personally want to see. I tell you, I want to see Rocket getting explored. I think Rocket's the most compelling character outside of Peter Quill in that group. I think he's got the sort of Wolverine, jokey sort of thing going on. He's been experimenting. Bite the bullet, though. Yeah, Drax is dead in the water
because Batista's done. Want to do it. And I know they did. I don't know if it was maybe Feige or if it was maybe James Gunn. Maybe have said that there would be a recast. I don't think there will be.
No, you can't recast that character.
I'm saying they don't do it. They've done it twice. Obviously.
Yeah,
with War Machine, and obviously, not Parker.
Hulk.
Yeah,
Bruce Banner. Yeah,
that's the name.
Yeah,
Banner. Absolutely, John. The thing is, I was at Steakhouse earlier on. I had a full glass of red wine and a pint of St Mungo's. So
it's the only way to go, Stephen.
I'm doing my best here.
It's the only way to go. You went to the best, not just a steakhouse, probably the best steakhouse in the whole of Glasgow.
Oh yeah, John. I've got photographs. I took photographs. It's amazing.
Stephen, I intend to go there for Christmas Day.
Absolutely
going there for Christmas Day. I need to get, and I'm not eating the Christmas menu. You can fuck off. I'm having a fillet steak.
Yeah.
So there you go. There's your dinner. Speaking of dinners, But Stephen, I don't really care what to do with this. As long as it's got James Gunn's DNA, his fingerprints all over it. This guy, I trust him. It's his story.
But where's Seth Green getting this from?
I don't know.
Why is he saying this?
I think
is this assumption or is it?
I think this is assumption. I think this is him putting. I don't know. Try to join the dots, and it's not really. I personally don't think.
And if it's wrong, he'll just blame Howard anyway.
Stephen, if this is the end of the Guardians as we know it, then I think it should be about them all, really. But primarily, I want to see Rocket Raccoon. Because obviously we had the Star Wars thing.
Do you think it was the end of them, though? Do you think they may appear separately in other films?
I think they may appear separately, but I don't think they're going to get another movie. I think James is done with Marvel. I think he's going over to DC.
Yeah.
And I can't imagine anyone else handling those characters. So
Taika.
Possibly, but he's doing 4, isn't he? And he's doing Star Wars.
Yep.
Next Goal Wins. I don't know. I want to see that Next Goal Wins, by the way. That sounds interesting.
Yeah.
His indie movies are usually dynamite. But yeah, that is what it is.
That is what it is, John.
Zoe Saldana's class, Karen Gillan's class, good Scottish lass. Tall as fuck, by the way.
Yeah, John, you talk about Zoe Saldana as well, the amount of big franchises she's been involved in. You've got Avatar, you've got Star Trek, and obviously Marvel as well. This is one franchise she wouldn't look out of place in, is Dune. And we're going to be talking about Javier Bardem is eager to return in Dune 2. Javier Bardem. I hope I'm saying that right. I just call him Javier Bardem because that's the way
depends on where his origins are. Yeah. If it's Portugal, then it's Javier. If it's sort of Spanish, it's Javier.
Yeah.
I don't know where the fuck he comes from.
But John, I was introduced to this guy in, I think, No Country for Old Men, was it?
Yeah.
He was a villain in it, wasn't he?
He was, with that incredible Ringo Starr 1966 hairdo.
I was talking about the incredible gun he had. It was like...
Oh, the stun gun, the cattle gun.
Yeah, it was like air, wasn't it?
You think of the poor cattle, Stephen, those poor bastards going to their grave, they get hit with that. It's terrible. It makes me want to go off meat that.
Yeah, but you're still going in Christmas Day to...
absolutely.
Steakhouse. Okay.
I drive by big bulls and all of that every day, and I think majestic animals beautiful, and then I think, but then I just try to disconnect that with what I do.
We were talking about this tonight. I say animals and meat are different things.
Yeah.
You've got to think that way.
I mean, I have to. You have to. Steve, I do weight training, and look, this shit about veganism. It's a great concept, but
John, I wish I could
as well, Stephen. But sadly, I don't think any human can long term be on a primarily seed, vegetable, non-dairy diet.
Not in our DNA.
No, because people like to say we're not carnivores because we don't have carnivorous teeth, but we actually are. We've evolved over thousands of years to actually eat meat, so we are. Our digestive gut, thanks to our ancestors who ate meat, now requires meat to function at its absolute peak. That's a fact.
It's a fact.
Now, how do you go about that? We can go into a fucking sort of political activism here. Political Stephen, you can search it up. I know what I'm fucking talking about. Political activism.
Trump impression.
Yeah, you're Trump. Yeah. I mean, what do you do about it? We're going off in tangents here. It's not about movie news. As you say, it's 3 topics, so I'll briefly entertain it. Do you fucking modify and create meat in a lab that tastes the exact same, looks the same, or do you just continue to slaughter animals? I don't know what the fuck you do. Neither example is great.
Who knows? But anyway, John, Javier Bardem says his part in Dune
climate change
is small but fun, and he really hopes Villeneuve gets to make Dune 2. This is horrendous reading this way, so pretentious.
Dune.
So he can expand on his character.
Multiplayer.
Now, John, I always like when an actor comes out and says that they hope to return in a forthcoming, upcoming installment of a franchise, because it gives you good hope that that's the way it's going to be. But I'll tell you something.
Fucking set up, Stephen, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I know. It's
ridiculous.
It's like University Challenge. Yeah. But John, this coming in from Screen Rants. And I'll tell you something, that's an interesting photo there. He looks absolutely jiggered.
I'm presuming he's one of the freemen.
I'm not sure, John, but it says
it's
a small role, which I'm surprised about.
Does he have blue eyes? Yeah, can you see?
Yeah, it's blue, John.
Yeah, he's an Iraqi. Yeah.
Bardem,
he may be the leader of the Freemen.
For his part told Deadline, he's eager to make a return to the world of Dune. The Spanish actor plays Stilgar, a tribal leader of Arrakis, native popular known as Freeman, and while the character is an important one, his part in the first half of the story is quite small. We'll get a second part. Nevertheless, Bardem says he hopes Villeneuve gets to make Dune Part 2. I think he will. Why would he not?
Well,
because he's slagging Marvel.
I spoke about this, Steve.
It was fun. My role is short. Hopefully there is a second one. I hope my character will have more to tell in the story. Let's see.
I mean, if they're doing what we say they're doing and it's going to be a 2-part of the same book, then he has to be in it. Yeah. Because it's a continued Freeman.
Yeah. It's not the Oracle from Matrix 3 where the actor died.
Pivotal. I mean, I don't think Javier's ready to pop his clogs yet.
No,
so
if he's there and available, it makes sense.
Stephen, look, I'm speaking about what you were saying there about the whole wallet to get a sequel. Seems to me, having read some of the publications, that Warner Brothers are focusing on AT&T, who control Warner Brothers and HBO, are focusing on its success on the streaming service over
ridiculous.
The actual box office, and that'll determine whether it gets a sequel. Now, I don't like, I've said it time and again, the whole same day release I think is a nonsense. You've seen it with Shang-Chi, it's made incredible money.
But they're creating it, John.
Because they're creating piracy.
Yeah.
So you're then incentivising people to go and watch it illegally.
And then they're saying it's based on how it does. Well, don't do that.
Exactly. It's fucking insanity.
Yeah.
I personally think it will make money. It's already out in Europe. You
Yeah.
can go down to France just now. France. You can go down to France. Fucking terrible accent. I was doing a great French accent before I came on.
Bonnet de douche. Yeah.
Bonnet de douche. I was doing. I can't do it. Speaking like a fucking Geordie. Try to do a French accent. You can get down to France and watch Dune. No, it's not happening. It's not happening, sadly.
That was a long pause.
That was a pause of contemplation. I'm actually raging I can't do a French accent.
Yeah.
You're
thinking about it though. It's good. John, listen, I can do the noise of an elephant in my head. I can't actually do it. It's a bit like that. No.
It's a horse. A demented, dying horse.
Horse playing a broken trumpet.
A horse, yes. Yeah. What was I saying there? Yeah. It's out in France, it's out in mainland Europe.
Yep.
It's in 24 regions just now.
Not here.
And it's making
because
money.
of Brexit.
Yeah, exactly. Fucking fuckwit. Boris Johnson, his little perfidious Albion wet dream. Him and his bunch of fucking
double-barreled friends, yeah.
His bunch of... I was about to say... Your guys for the 70s, I'm blanking on their names. Terrible. Eric Idle. John Cleese.
Monty Python,
I was about to call them Monty Python, but to be honest with you, Monty Python, back then, even as characters who were playing, would have done a better job leading the country than this fuckwit in Downing Street just now. With his French passport,
it's all comedy.
French.
Yeah.
Boris de Feffel Johnson. Fucker. But Steve, it's out. That's what I'm saying. It's you tell what I am. You tell what my political persuasion is. Where I lean to in the sort of political divide. I'm definitely on the left. I'm a fucking Gandhi-esque fucking left. Not quite Stalin. He's dictator. Semi-pacifist. I've got aggression in me at times as well though. But we're getting sidetracked again, Steve. It's out in continental Europe. I'm getting sidetracked. I've spoke about...
I'm very interested to hear what you've got to say about Javier Bardem, but okay.
It's out in Europe. It's making money. I think it will get a sequel. That's what I'm saying. I got there in the end.
John, but why is this even a discussion? Why are we even saying... based on its performance, is it going to come out? The second part, is it going to? It's going to have to. If this story is split into two, and you've got I assume one of the big characters within the story only having a small part in the first part.
It depends on what he's doing, Stephen. It depends on creative license, because I think he says that the character, I can't recall this Zendaya character's name, that she was going to be the sort of
focal point.
The focal point in the second movie. So I don't know what he's doing. Maybe he's doing stuff differently.
Maybe.
But I'd love to see Javier back. He's a great actor. Can't get enough of him. Hope his hairdo's better, because it was absolutely shocking in No Country for Old Men. Hopefully it's improved.
It was Ringo-ish
12 years ago, to be fair. I had that hairdo at one point. It's when you're in denial, you don't want to cut the hair because you're scared in case it doesn't come back, which in my case was pathetic. And you don't want to take the weight out the sides, and the hairdresser's pretty much grabbing you and saying, look, I'm fucking doing it, take the weight out the sides, because you look like a fucking mop, and it sort of it bends out the sides. And Steve, you've got photographic evidence of me in Viva Brazil from about
like Dave Davies
fucking 9 years ago, where my head is bobbling round to the side and it's almost transparent because I'm shaking the motion. I look like a fucking demented Wazzle Gummich sort of fucking, what was the name of those fucking things, man, the wombats.
Yeah.
What a fucking demented Wazzle Gummich meets Wombat character. Wombo, I don't know what the fuck they're called. I had that actually in the bed when I was a little kid. Thankfully that's a part of my childhood I forgot about. That's been airbrushed out of existence.
Someone must have said something to Javier about his hairstyle, because he ditched it.
Did he? Yeah, they ditched it. Yeah, but he's a great actor, man. It's an incredible fucking cast they've put together. So if it doesn't get a sequel, it'll be an absolute disgrace. Yeah. And it's Denis Villeneuve, and you can take his words on Marvel to heart, but I don't. He's a great director.
I'm interested to see how the film. I've not seen it. I'm kind of hoping. I'm looking forward to the end of the film. I've not even seen it's not out yet. But the fact is, I want to see if it's left as a cliffhanger or not, or whether or not they'll just leave it. A bit like A New Hope, where there's stuff open-ended, but it can be seen as a standalone film as well.
You think Infinity War, that can be watched on its own. Yeah. It's a good standalone. There's a 3-part.
Such a frustrating ending. If it was
a frustrating ending. But Stephen, I said this the other night as well. I think Mike was in. I would say Infinity War was better than Endgame as a movie. Yeah, I think it's better. Endgame, it's a crowd pleaser. It ties up all the loose ends. It gives the crowds what they want. Making the villain win at the end of a movie is probably better for me. and it's almost like
John
Tim. What's that movie called? Something Drive. What you know what I'm talking about? No. Tim Robbins movie. Where he plays the bomber and he gets away with it.
Arlington Road. Yeah,
Arlington
sorry.
Road. It's not Drive.
Yeah,
but it's like that when the villains win. It's always better.
Oh no, hate it. But I always watch it.
I'm going to go and see this in the IMAX. I absolutely have to get a ticket. I'm going to try and get fucking in rapid and get to a good seat.
Camp out.
But Stephen, I need to go to IMAX to see this movie. If it's opened, I'll be there. This is the way to watch it. It's been shot for IMAX.
Yeah.
Just like a good Nolan movie. It's the only way to go.
John, you talk about Mike. He's never in when I'm on the show, and I have to make it clear, I'm not Mike. If anyone's thinking that. Mike, where are you? Help us out here, because it looks like when I'm not in the show.
No, Mike has been in when you've been on as well.
I see he had a crowd in last night as well. Some people I knew, which was great, because I was following the chat and it was a great laugh.
Yeah.
And that's what sometimes you need, especially if you're on the show yourself, John. It does help to have people back and forth with you, you know. But not that I would know, because I've not done it. I've not got the balls to do that yet.
Stephen, you could do a live show on your own.
I think maybe something totally different to what we do, I think maybe work for me, but I don't know. Stephen,
I'm going to make an admission here, and I've been speaking about this in previous shows. Before we move on, I've slagged off fellow millennials for eating avocado, and I've said that apart from guacamole, I bought fucking 3 bags of avocados. I'm going to have an avocado bowl with quinoa and kale. So there you go. I'm now officially I've been indoctrinated into the
you're an official
millennial group. There you go.
Listen, there's worse things than that.
Yeah, you can be a zoomer.
Before we move on to our final topic, which is Indian cinema news, we are, of course, doing our movie review of I can't say
Regenicums.
That's the name.
Thalapathy
on Friday. Yeah, Thalapathy. What we had to watch. Now we'll talk about that on Friday. Obviously, the sort of pitfalls we've had to get through to get to where we are to watch this film. I've watched it, John. I know
I'm an hour and 35 minutes in. Hour and 40 minutes in.
Ruth will be joining us at 9 o'clock British Standard Time on our channel on Friday night, so join us then, folks. Thanks. The following week we are doing a Danish film, and that poll is really took off.
Yeah, it's one that begins with A, isn't it?
Almost 700 votes already in one day, which is great news. We
Steve,
really appreciate it.
Class, and we'd someone say I'm not interested in any of them. Well,
fair dues. Don't watch them. Don't watch any of those films, and don't watch us. That's the beauty of
any interest in Danush.
I don't know.
He's a great actor.
Yeah, and
great guy.
I think those selections, John, there's 2 that are neck and neck at the moment, which is great. I like that. But we're going to be talking about Thalapathy Vijay and Beast, which we've not talked about in a while, John. We've not talked about this man in a while, actually, because we've not been reviewing any of his previous films, because we're trying to expand out. Rajinikanth,
seen about 10 of them.
Surya, Danush,
Vijay
Sethupathi, we are going down that sort of route just now, because we want to expand. We want to in
terms of reactions, Prabhudeva.
Yeah, Prabhudeva. We want to obviously absorb as much as we can, and we will begin back to Thalapathy. There's no doubt about that. This is the man, and this is coming in from indiatoday.in, in for India, obviously.
I've just changed it.
Thalapathy, Vijay and Beast team head to New Delhi for next schedule, and you can see the pics from the airport in this article, John. But I'm just going to read the article. It's short and sweet, and it shows that production is still going ahead in this movie, which we're all anticipating coming out maybe late January, early February, similar to Master when it came out earlier this year. But Thalapathy Vijay and the entire team of Beast headed to New Delhi for the film's upcoming schedule. Beast is directed by Nelson Dilip Kumar, and I'm just going to read this, John, and we can have a look at the little photos as well when we've got a little moment there. Thalapathy Vijay director Nelson Dilip Kumar and the entire Beast team headed to New Delhi for the next leg of shooting. Photos of actor Vijay from inside the aircraft are doing the rounds on social media. Reportedly, the Delhi schedule will go on 5 days. Few crucial sequences from the film will be shot in the upcoming schedule in New Delhi. Last month, Thalapathy Vijay and Pooja Head shot for a dance sequence at a studio in Chennai for the upcoming film Beast. The film's shooting began in Georgia earlier this year. After wrapping up the Georgia schedule, the Beast team shot important sequences in Chennai. Now the team is all set to shoot the next schedule in New Delhi. Photos of actor Vijay taking his seat inside the aircraft have found their way to the internet. I wish I was that guy who took the photograph. That would have went viral. Vijay can be seen wearing a white shirt for the airport look. The New Delhi schedule will go on for 5 days. Trade analyst Manobala Vijay Abalan shared the photos and wrote #Thalapathy Vijay and #Beast. Crew jets off to New Delhi for a 5-day schedule. Few crucial sequences of the film will be shot there. How did he know that? He must be part of the crew. Trade analyst. But anyway, John, there's the photographs. I don't know if they're coming up, but we've got one from Twitter, and it shows you quite clearly. Is that him? Yeah, it's him. Definitely him. It's definitely him, isn't it?
And then that most definitely is.
Yeah.
There you go. That's Thalapathy himself.
Imagine being on an airplane with this guy. I actually think I would be very speechless if this guy was in
I mean, because we've seen that before. I've met people who I would deem to be famous before.
Yeah.
And it's almost an out-of-body experience. You see him, you're like, oh my God, that's that person.
Yep.
I've seen them here, and here.
Yep.
Mostly football players. I've just bet myself accidentally.
That's okay.
I don't want to go to myself, because that's when bad things happen in the show. When we're doing joint shows, I usually go off a cliff when I'm on the screen on my lonesome. I always think back to Elton John and Rocket Man.
Yeah.
But Steve, look, it's just what I find so interesting about this is the insight into how they actually put the movie together. If you think about that again, Stephen, that was a
John, that was a great episode.
That was an unbelievable.
There was so many funny moments in that.
I went off a cliff again, not far after, long after, and I think we were actually speaking about a Pogues documentary.
It was the same show.
Yeah, because it was obviously. What was it called? Rockstar or something?
Crock of Gold.
Crock of Gold.
Yeah.
It was a great moment. I know it was. One of the standout moments. Yeah, we need to get all of those moments where we went off cliffs.
Yeah. John, that could be. We don't have an introduction to our channel. You know, that's something we need to do.
We need to do a sort of Lemmy thing,
compilation thing.
Lemmy music. Down.
Yeah. John, I'll leave that for you. You're a great editor.
Yeah, we'll come up with something, I'm sure. But Steve, what I'm finding most interesting about this is the actual insight into how they make the movie.
Yeah.
I've always said before, I'm intrigued by the process of making films, the miniature models, the CGE, the storyboarding, the actual on-set production.
Yeah.
And seeing it getting split up into different sections, different schedules, whatever you want to call it. I actually usually say schedule because of my fancy pants. And just seeing them splitting up and going to different regions and how it's all piece by piece coming together, how he's working with different actors, the likes of Pooja Hedge, and doing dance sequences.
Yeah.
He's doing a mall sequence, I think it was a hostage, he comes in and saves the day.
Yep.
He's going off and doing other sequences, he's shooting and they're piecing the movie together. We've not usually been privy to how he makes his movies, because we only first were aware of him just after Master came out last year.
Yep.
So seeing how he goes about and how efficient he is, how dedicated he is to actually making the movie, how he protects his cast and crew as well by keeping them away from hotspots with COVID.
Yeah.
It's so interesting to see how the guy operates. He's a cool guy, man. We know what he's all about. He can dance, he can sing, he can act. He's really multi-talented. And just to see how he operates, I think it's so interesting. In terms of the movie itself, man, by all accounts, I think Tom Chacko, that's a hard name to say, he's going to be the villain in the movie. It sounds like, I was of the opinion before this movie started shooting, because this is what I'd heard from the internet, from the likes of India.
Where did you hear that?
Who clearly, yeah, exactly. India, yeah. Yes, I just searched up his name in Google, man. It said 5'7". I'm like, he ain't 5'7". We said it in the video.
This is
Prabhadeva.
Yeah, we're talking about.
Yeah, I mean, somebody says, where did you hear he was that height? Google. And never at any point did I believe he was that height. I'm quite knowledgeable when it comes to height, believe me. So I could tell you right away that guy's not fucking 5'7".
You've always dealt in facts.
Yeah, he is not fucking 5'7". I knew it.
What's the word? Pragmatic.
But well, pedantic, probably with me.
Yeah.
I knew he was closer to your build, Stephen, because I know for a fact you're 6 foot, and I know what a 6 foot person looks like. So we'll get sidetracked again, we always do. It was because of you, Stephen, this time, not me.
Shine Tom Chacko,
Shine Tom Chacko. I heard from internet sources, like India Glitz and Times of India, I think it was another one.
I heard from my sources
that it was going to be Thalapathy, who was playing a con artist, a bit of a rogue. He was on the run. It now turns out that it looks as though it's Shine Tom Chacko, at least in one sequence anyway. They're saying he's in the mall sequence, he's taking people hostage, and Thalapathy has to go in and save it.
Yeah.
But then you get the poster, you get the sort of build up, the early promotion on his birthday.
I thought he was going to be an anti-hero.
Yeah, but he's got the gun, he's getting chased with the helicopter. He is getting chased, but he's just not an out-and-out villain. So I can't wait to see the movie. The fact it's getting composed by Annie Rudd as well. He's an incredible composer. We've seen many of his movies.
I think he's going to be an ex-con kind of thing, John, and they need his sort of insight. They've done that before. What was the film that Thalapathy did? The two of them were running side by side out the prison.
I think it was Cathy.
Was it Cathy? Yeah, that was a great film. That I loved that.
Well, it wasn't him. It wasn't him. I'm not sure now. At the start, they con you. At the start, you think he's getting shot at and running, but he's not. He's actually leading them.
Yep, that's right.
I think he does a deal. Yeah, I think it's Kathy, I'm sure. Because you've got the sort of doppelganger guy who's the activist. He's trying to fight for farmers.
Right, yeah.
And he's also a bit of a con artist. He comes out, he really gets embroiled in this guy's life. At the end, the shot at the end's amazing.
Yeah, that's right.
Where he's looking at the courtroom.
That sort of square.
Yeah. Just the way they shot it, you could see Thalapathy. In the distance, you could see him in the foreground. I don't know how they did it, but it was great. So what I'm saying is, I love this guy, I love his movies, and it's so intriguing to see how he's putting the movie together behind the scenes, how they're working in sort of schedule, different slots, if you like, in different regions, piece by piece, putting it together. I don't know how far they're in, but hopefully it's far enough in that we can get a trailer or something.
John. It must be close to completion.
We had a motion poster for this, we haven't we? We had a fake one. I want to see promotion ramping up with this. I want to see the first sort of song and dance.
We've only had the title reveal, that's it.
Yeah, because someone put a concept motion poster together. So I want a motion poster. This is my wish list, bitches, get it done.
Before Christmas.
Before Christmas, I want a motion poster. I want a hint at the first song, if not the full song released. And then you give us a video song.
Do you know what's going to bum me off, John, when that first trailer drops? You're going to get the ones who are not interested in
yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Those bearded chaps over in America.
Yeah, and they just don't even try to show interest, which... Well, I don't mind other channels discovering the content. This is what we did. I'm not averse to it. It's absolutely fine. But you've got to show an interest. You've got to back that up and actually watch the content and immerse yourself in it. And actually, don't be superficial in your reactions and interest. Just try to get views, because we're not like that.
It's all about...
Steve, I mean, how many movies have we watched now? South Indian movies at least, man. I mean, we've watched about 5, 6 Vijay, Seth.
I would say we're over 20, John.
Yeah, at least. I mean, we've watched 3, 4 Danush movies. We've watched about 5, 6.
We've got a long way to go to catch up with the likes of our stupid reactions.
And
who are very knowledgeable, by the way. I was watching some of their
they're a great
reviews. They're rhyming off films I've not heard. I've heard of, John. I've not seen.
Yeah.
You know, they're the kind of guys I can really respect. You know, the guys that really put the time in and appreciate the cinema that comes out of India.
That's what you want. That's all we ask for. We ask for people.
That's all we want.
As Celtic fan of this house, when a new manager gets in, I was thankful not this time, because it was,
Who?
Yeah, exactly. And that's getting fucking blown out now, sadly. Sadly. But all we ask for is for these content creators, I'm going to call them, give them a Christian name, content creators, to actually pay some interest. Don't just react, because we see so many channels react and they don't really care. It's all about views. For us, we actually go and watch it. I'm watching a movie from 1991. A lot of these channels wouldn't touch a movie from 1991. They only focus solely on modern stuff. But as I says to Ruth, who comes on all the time now and does reviews, I don't care about the age. I'll watch the movie. I want to see the development of an actor.
John, we had a comment yesterday from someone, and I replied in the most respectful fashion that we actually watch films that are recommended to us, and they said, well, that's the point. I says, well, I was going to reply, well, give us a film and we'll do it.
Well, to be fair, I think it was a female, wasn't it?
Yeah.
She says 2 films, to be fair. We will react to them.
We will react to them. That's what we're saying. Yeah. Let us know.
Stephen, it's ironic because
doesn't matter where it's from.
Because I reacted solo and we reacted together to a lot of North Indian stuff, and it's just unfortunate for the North Indian side of things that they've not really subscribed and watched the channel. It's primarily South Indian subscribers, so we're going to cater to who's in the community and subscribing and actually commenting and getting involved in the channel.
We will get there.
And Stephen, I don't mind watching North Indian stuff, Bollywood stuff and all that, but what I do take exception to is saying it's not the real deal. What is the real deal?
I'm not having that.
Because it saved the Indian box office this year from COVID. So it kind of is a real deal for me.
I don't look on...
I think Thalapathy and Danush, who's working in a Russo Brothers movie, would take exception to that.
Piss a lot of our subscribers off me saying this, but I'm not one of these ones that see a difference in those terms, political terms, and regional terms. I want to just see good film, and it comes from that country, then that's great. Simple as that. I don't care where it's from. I don't care. It is predominantly the South because that's the way we've been guided, but I will go off on another course, and I know you will as well, John, and you said it. We've done some North Indian. And
done Amir Khan, Shahid Kapoor, Ranveer Singh.
Yep.
We've really touched on the likes of Akshay Kumar, I think he's North. Ajay Devgan.
Some good films in there.
Shahrukh Khan, they're all North Indian actors.
Great talent as well.
Yeah, so look, we'll get into it. There's a long time to go. We're still young.
I don't like people portraying as if we're anti-North Indian cinema.
We don't give a shit about that, man. We're Scottish.
Why would we?
We're from Europe, man. We've not got a clue about those sort of things.
Yeah, exactly. John, we're from Scotland.
Movies
a lot of films that we've watched that came from England we don't not watch them because they're from England.
Exactly.
We're not that ridiculous.
English relatives.
Yeah.
And English ancestry, so give a shit about that.
That's
I've always been baffled by
it.
One of the final things I'll say on it is I've always been baffled by the whole remake stuff and the lack of interconnectivity on the subcontinent. I don't really watch each region's movies. It's a bit bizarre to me. But hey ho, as you say, we don't really care about that. Some of the first movies we watched and reviewed were in North Indian. Dangal, Padmavat.
Oh, Dangal was fantastic.
Dangal was great. It's one of the best movies, probably my top 5 indie movies. So don't give a shit where it comes from. As
he's
long as
making a racket down here.
Yes, yeah, he loves shaking his head these days. I think he's got a wax build up. And my God, do you know about it? At 4 in the morning. My 6.5 stone Labrador.
He's pulling his light down.
He's so good looking, man. I can't really hold it against him. He's by far the best looking thing in this room. Just an incredible, glossy, beautiful dog. He really is. But hey ho, he's annoying as well because he's shaking his head. Stephen, if you get anything else to say, I'm going to round the show.
I've not.
On that note, what do you make about that headline then? What do you make about the potential for Seth Green's little fantasy to come true? Because that's what I'm going to call it. I don't think it's actually buffed in anything that's got any semblance of reality to it. The concept of these two sisters. So you have a twin sister. Not twin sisters, but sisters getting together. And that's the main story for Guardians 3. I'm going to try and end this show very concisely, so I'm not going to talk about the other topics. I'm just going to stick to the headline and move on. I know we were talking about Thalapathy, and I'm just going to move on because Stephen did sidetrack me the last time. I'm going to try and be very concise, and I realise now as I'm doing it I'm not being concise. I'm going to stop reading out every fucking article that we've touched upon, every topic, because it goes on and on and on, especially when I'm solo and I've got 6 topics. I'm fucking there for 10 minutes trying to end the show. You can comment below about that and any of the other stuff we've touched about. There's only 3 topics on the show tonight, incidentally, but you can comment down below and share your thoughts down below about that if you've got anything to say at all. You can also like the video if you've enjoyed it, subscribe to the channel on YouTube and hit the follow button over on Twitch if you want to see more content like this in the future. And that's how you want to enable it. But until then, me and Stephen are done. I'll be back tomorrow on my lonesome. And we will both be back on Friday with Ruth for a review of Thalapathy or Dalapathy. But until then, we are done. Bye bye.